everybody and welcome to Sam Scarpari's Wine Passion. I'm Sam, this is episode number 88 and we're looking at semillon. What is semillon? Semillon seems to be the little boy who gets blended up with the Sauv Blanc to make it a cheap companion to make a bad wine palatable. I don't know. You answer the question. What is semillon? Why don't you ever see it? Why isn't it not popular? It probably doesn't have what you'd think. Is it marketed properly? That's the question. Look, I know what semillon is. Semillon's a white variety that's made into sauternes, which is for the sweet white from Bordeaux, and it's also dotted around France. But it does its best work in the Hunter Valley here in Australia, in New South Wales. Semillon, perfect conditions for it. If it's grown right, picked at the right time, and it's vinified correctly, you can get some crackerjack semillons. Semillons generally give you herbaceous, grassy, lemony, citrus, pineapple, tropical notes. But the thing about semillon that a lot of people don't know is that they age really well. There's probably, look, I'm going to get a lot of batches out there, people who are going to disagree with me, but there's probably 3 varieties of grapes that age, I think, that taste better when they age. 1, semillon. 2, Riesling. And 3, Marsanne. There's others out there, Chenin Blanc, Chardonnay, etc., etc. But today we're going to focus on the 2002 Mount Pleasant Hunter Valley Semillon from New South Wales. And I thought it would be just a good point of interest, just to show you and explain to you how well and how good a semillon tastes. Look, people don't buy lots of semillon because there's not a lot on the market. There's some really good ones that are expensive, and the people who know their wine will buy a aged or a semillon from a reputable company. You've got Tyrrell's, you've got Mount Pleasant, which is McWilliams. Also, look, there's numerous wineries out there that make very, very high-end semillons here in Australia. Anyway, let's cut to the chase. If you can see the colour, it's a very, very golden colour. Very, very golden. Now, this thing's nearly 10 years old, and it's, look, the colour's still pretty, it's got a way to go. With most other wines that are higher in alcohol, they would have been a lot darker by now. This alcohol is, on this wine, is 10.5%. They pick it lower because it's got higher acidity. Now, the acidity that's high will help age this wine. That's what you find with Rieslings, and you find that with Marsannes. The lower the alcohol, the higher the acidity, the more chance the wine is going to age, and it's going to give you more of a golden, beautiful golden, almost like honeycomb, liquid honeycomb. On the nose, they reveal a lot of surprises. Generally, a young semillon, as I said, very lemony, lemon meringue, herbaceousness, pineapple. This thing's got a surprise. Over time, they develop almost a toasty character, honey. People might mistake the wine having been aged in oak. It gives a vanillin flavour, very sweet. This thing's never seen oak in its life, yet it smells and resembles oak, which is a really, really interesting thing. What happens is, over time, the fruit characters, they age and they turn into, look, I'm sure there's a science behind it. Basically, the fruit character turns into honey, a melony, very sweet. Sweet on the nose, certainly not sweet on the palate. It doesn't turn into a dessert wine, it just turns into a very, very complex vino. The acidity on this is massive. It's making my mouth salivate. So you can imagine this sort of wine would go great with, you know, spicy food, would go great with seafood, good, you know, well-made chicken dishes, pasta dishes. This lends itself to a lot of different avenues of food and wine matching. Cheeses even, you know, this is, the flavours are just too numerous to mention. Again, toasty, honey, melon, honeydew, there's a little bit of herbaceousness, so it goes from a sweet almost to a savoury sort of thing. It's a really, really good wine. Now this bottle of wine, 2002, this costs $15 in stores if you can find it. Go out and find it. Go out and find an aged Riesling, an aged Semillon, aged Marsanne, aged whatever. Go out and try an aged white, because you don't know what you're missing on these wines. They reveal a lot of secrets. That's enough for today. It's good to see people logging in and checking out the show. Continue it. Tell your friends. If you want to learn, contact me. Watch the show. I appreciate the views and the eyeballs that I get. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.